Ladies and gentlemen, the Nintendo Switch 2 is going on about a week now being out, and it's great, it's fun, it's better than I expected, but where are the games at? Let's just keep it real, I want some more games. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about some major games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's go and get right into this video. So, don't get me wrong, I love the console, it's just almost perfect, but I would like some more options to play some more games, and I know we have the entire Switch library as well. So there's games there, but it's like I want a little more. There's rumors there's a Nintendo Direct happening this week. Whether that happens or doesn't happen, today we have some major leaks and announcements for some major Nintendo Switch 2 games coming up. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our amazing communities growing. And let's just go ahead and get into this video. So first, let's start with a very underrated game, but if you've played it, you know it's incredible. It has a very big community, and that game is Disney Dreamlight Valley. So if I could describe this game in any way, just to keep it very simple, it's a Disney version of Animal Crossing. But that doesn't mean that this game doesn't have its own shine and its own things going for it. And there's still a big community. There's people who play this all the time. One of my amazing channel members actually played this game quite a bit, and she praised how good it is pretty much all the time. So yeah, shout out to her, and shout out to you guys. If you become a channel member, you should do that. People are thinking, okay, is this gonna be a game that comes and goes, or is it gonna be a game that they continue to support and update all the time? And it happened to be the latter. So today I have some news that not only is this game gonna show up on the Nintendo Switch 2, it's getting an official Nintendo Switch 2 version. So that's not just like it has some upgrades and it's on the Switch 2. This will be the Switch 2 version of Disney Dreamlight Valley. And with that, I gotta expect a pretty big update. It's gonna look better, probably have a bunch of stuff added to it, and it's really cool to see this game continue to get support for this long. So now, before we get into some more official announcements, let's get into a little speculation here. We remember, months ago, actually for the past year now, we've been seeing Xbox rumors and leaks saying a bunch of Xbox games are gonna come to PlayStation 5 and eventually the Nintendo Switch 2, and some of them are being developed specifically for the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, the Switch 2 just came out, so it's like, I'm giving it a little time. Like, yes, I'm being a little facetious when I'm saying, where are the games? I want some more games, but I get it. The console just came out, but that doesn't mean that they're not working on stuff, and stuff isn't happening in the background, and we'll talk about that a little later in the video, but we're seeing all these Xbox ports show up on the PlayStation 5. I specifically remember when a game would leak, it was saying like, this is being worked on for the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch 2. There's a team working directly on ports for these two consoles. We have some news right here, and I think it's just all lining up for it to be on the Switch 2 as well. So there's this tweet going around right here. I honestly didn't expect to come across this today, but I can now officially confirm a Halo game is coming very soon to the PlayStation. As of now, there's no signs of a version for the Nintendo Switch 2. And I heard or read, maybe it was in this article or maybe I read it somewhere else earlier, that they were seeing this like pop up for retail. So like it's coming very, very soon. And we didn't see this show up at all in the Xbox showcase, which just happened over the weekend. So if Microsoft was going to make an announcement for this, and they made an announcement for a bunch of games and then showed a bunch of PlayStation logos, why not announce this there? Like I was saying earlier, this specifically, it was said Halo. It was a Master Chief Collection that was getting worked on for the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch 2. This would make more sense to just announce at the same time. Like, instead of just announcing this is coming to PlayStation, wait for an official Nintendo announcement and say, coming to PlayStation and Nintendo Switch 2. So I think that's what's probably going to happen. And I've actually been thinking, like, what games are we going to get from Xbox on Nintendo Switch 2 first? Is it going to be Indiana Jones, which I can't wait to play? Microsoft Flight Simulator? Is it going to be Gears of War? Is it going to be Halo? Like, which one is it going to be? But now, when I'm thinking about it, what game makes the most sense to get? Like, which one would generate the most clicks, basically? Well, that would be your biggest franchise, your staple, which has a 25th anniversary next year, I think. It's Halo. Halo is on the Nintendo Switch 2. Halo is on the PS5. It's like, oh my god, that's crazy. We're finally at this point in gaming. And get Halo on the PS5, get it on the Switch 2. You have the 25th anniversary happening next year. Start building up the hype for Halo again, because if we're being real, it's kind of died down quite a bit. It's not the Halo that at least I guess we all grew up with, right? So I just feel like this makes the most sense, and they're saying that this is showing up on the PlayStation very, very soon. I think we get an announcement for this on the Switch 2 as well, within like 10 days or something. I think we're going to get a big Xbox announcement saying this is our first batch of games going to the Switch 2, and these are also going to show up on the PS5 as well. Now, this next game, I mean, it's basically connected to Microsoft at this point, and it's a game that never made an appearance on the Switch, which is crazy. And I'm talking about Call of Duty. Now, we know that this is going to happen because of the big, Activision lawsuit that happened in 2023, maybe? Where they have to bring it to Nintendo consoles for like 10 years and maybe PlayStation as well. Or it was so freaking bizarre. But, this is not that big of an announcement because we all knew this is kind of happening. But it's cool to get an official announcement. Activision just confirmed Call of Duty is still coming to the Switch 2. And this is what's interesting right here. They said both of their teams are actively working on it and will share information when ready. So they're saying this definitely sounds like a Nintendo Direct announcement. So that's what I'm saying. If we have a Nintendo Direct this week, I could easily see Call of Duty and Halo be announced for the Nintendo Switch 2. And then a bunch of other third-party companies as well. So I think this next Nintendo Direct is going to be a very exciting Direct. Obviously, I'm going to play handheld. I'm going to play dock to the TV. I'm going to play like that. I have never been a PC gamer. I think it would be fun not only to use mouse controls, but to pop off the Joy-Cons and use it that way. I had no money back in, I want to say like 2015, because I didn't even get a Switch to 2018, but I was able to get a used Nintendo Wii in 2015, and I wanted to play Call of Duty, and I got it for the Wii, and I think it was Black Ops 1. But I didn't have the Wii Pro Controller, which, I mean, that would have made such a big difference. So I used, like, the little thumbstick and, what's it called, the nunchuck or whatever. And I played Call of Duty, like, motion controls. And for the first week or two, I was like, this is horrible. This is horrendous. But after a while, I started getting used to it. And then I really started getting immersed into it, to where I felt like I was really reloading a gun and doing all this stuff and trying to aim and shoot people. So yeah, I think it would be fun and weird to mess around with that. Maybe we'll get some of those weird accessories. Like, I remember for the Wii, they had one where you'd put like the Wii remote on top of it, like a gun or something like that. I can't remember, but it's regardless. I think Call of Duty's coming over. Now, here's a question: what games do they launch on the Switch first? Black Ops 6 makes the most sense because it's the most recent one. Black Ops 7 is probably going to show up on the Switch too. I heard a lot of people saying, I don't think so, it's not possible. When they announced Black Ops 7 in the year of 2025, it says it's coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It's definitely coming to the Switch 2 as well. Why would Activision say, no, we don't want 10 million sales, we're good? It doesn't make sense. Now today, I'm recording this on June 10th, we got a random wacky Nintendo announcement, they're like, hey, let's just announce some crazy news that could be in a Nintendo Direct. And also this makes me think that we're getting a Nintendo Direct because they announced this just randomly. They announced some new Splatoon news. At first, it's just a new Splatoon 3 update for the Switch 2, not a Switch 2 version, just a Switch 2 update, better performance and frame rates and maybe something else. But then they also announced a Splatoon spinoff, and it is called Splatoon Raiders. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Splatoon fan. I do want to give it another chance though, because it's like a game that I want to like, but I just don't. So I'll give it another chance eventually. But I cannot remember. If you guys watch my videos daily, you gotta remember, I've said it twice now. In the past 90 days, predicting Switch 2 games, I predicted a Splatoon spinoff, and to see it happen, it's just kind of cool. Yeah, I would probably try this out before I would try Splatoon 3. And I will try this out. This is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2. Now here is where this gets crazy. If you remember, last year, this is so crazy. We had a game leaker who had like a 100% track record. Their name was Midori, and they were leaking Nintendo Switch 2 games and Sega and Atlas stuff. And you're like, wow, this is crazy. They would leak stuff and it would come true. We thought they were a Japanese woman, but it turns out they were like cosplaying, not even cosplaying, what's the word I'm looking for? Just basically imitating a Japanese woman, but they were like a white dude, I think. Just a white guy pretending to be a Japanese woman who was leaking all this information. Then that got exposed and then they stopped leaking stuff. They leaked this game right here, Splatoon Raiders, and it has a codename Spiral. And they leaked that Nintendo was working on games for the Switch 2 that were codenamed Spiral and I think Elsa or Anna, one of the two. Elsa or Anna, I can't remember which one. That was a codename for Nintendo Switch Sports. So Nintendo's working on Anna or Elsa, whatever. So that makes me think Nintendo Switch Sports 2 is coming to the Switch 2. Because they said all these games were being worked on around the same time, and they said something else. So they had Spiral, that was a code name. They had another one that was Legacy, which was a Monolith Soft game, and Anna, which is presumed to be Switch Sports 2. So I think in the next Nintendo Direct, we might see Switch Sports 2 as well. I've played it on my Switch 2. It looks great. It's running great. I've heard there's some problems with other people. That's a great game that's easy for Nintendo to put out, add some new gameplay modes and stuff, and call it a day. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. In the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. If you made it to this part of the video and you want to win eShop gift cards and you want to win some Switch 2s, make sure you like and comment on every video to help the algorithm. Make sure you're a subscriber. Follow both of my social medias to help our community grow. Starting this Saturday, I'll be giving away multiple eShop gift cards and eShop sell videos every single week for the entire year. And then I'll also be giving away some Switch 2s, so you don't want to miss that. But you guys know me. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.